Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Danielle, I'm from Kitties Readings. So today's pick a card, we're looking at what's going on with your guts, or I think I said what's up with your guts. We're kind of looking at maybe some emotional stressors that are going on that you might not be aware of. We can get to the root of the problem, and I'm going to briefly talk about what the physical symptom you might be experiencing is. So that being said, we have 3 piles for you to choose from. We'll do a quick little energy clearing here just to get you in sync, grounded, clear out your environment. So if you have headphones on, you might want to turn down the volume, or maybe even do want to take them out if it's too loud for you. But I'm going to play this 3 times and I'm going to start right now. All right, so your pile options, oh, that one was by accident. Your pile options. Pile 1 is this Jade. Oh, actually, so sorry. What am I doing? Pile 1 is actually this blue lace agate. Oh, that's so interesting that happened like that. I did already pre-record the piles as I wasn't sure what I wanted for the top cards, so I just did them and then I've pulled all the cards now. So this one is pile 1. This is pile 2, Jade. How is your health? That's what it says on the card. Kind of looks like a cucumber or pickle. Okay, pile 3, we have Fluorite. I'm probably totally influencing some intuitive picks here. Yes, you're so right. Whoever is like, you're influencing me. Yeah, maybe ground yourself, clear your energy, see if there's a message you're still drawn to. I'm not going to re-record this. I don't know why. I'm just feeling feisty. Guess there wasn't a little feisty energy in any of these piles, I don't think. I guess you'll find out. I feel like I'm being all mysterious to whoever this one person is who's like, you're influencing my decisions. Oh, it's so funny when you get like card readers and we're like commenting back on one person's energy that we're picking up on as we're speaking, but then everyone else is like, what's going on? Anyways, so these are your options. Pile 1 is the blue lace agate. Pile 2 is the jade. Pile 3 is fluorite. I will see you in your piles. Hello, everyone. Okay, actually, I can hear that I think it's the person above me. It could be one of the people who live beside me. It's vacuuming now that I just started this. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. We'll see. Anyways, so you chose the blue lace agate. It says, do you feel like you keep missing opportunities? Do you wish to recognize opportunities when they knock? And then underneath, I had also pulled aquamarine and rhodochrosite. Ron, I don't really know how you say that. But anyways, aquamarine says, are your emotions in turmoil? Are you feeling uneasy? And over here, the rhodochrosite, or however you say it, do you realize that you are magnificent? So surprisingly, I want to take a second to get back to these cards here. I actually want to put out, I think, almost all your cards. Yeah, so I just pulled them. And these ones actually are the ones who came up kind of visible. So I kind of love these karma cards. Funny enough, I really just like decide or set the intention that I'm going to take like whatever words come up in the top on the second line. I don't know why, second or third line. I'm just like, that's what I'm going to take as the message for you. Not much else on the card, which is so funny, but I just feel like their words are perfect. So here it says, when your career, take a chance on it, and personal power, major change. So what I find great is that when I was asking what's up with your gut, what's stressing you out, in my mind I was wanting a card to come out to tell me if it was your career, your subconscious beliefs, your romantic relationships, family members, a parent, a friend, I wanted a specific thing. Finances. I didn't say finances yet. And here came out your career. And I was like, oh, perfect. And then I was like, huh, I guess we'll tune into what else there is going on there. And then it says major change and taking a chance in your career. Like, that's so perfect. It's so clear. It's so clear. Most of my readings are almost 100% intuitive. So it's kind of funny to me when I actually get words that are so direct. Love it. Okay. You know what? I wonder if we will actually look at these cards in a moment here, just because I don't think I can fit them all. We'll see, actually. We have Teacher, Shamanic Healer, Learning a New Path, Cleansing Attunement, Ascended Masters, Angels of the Seven Chakras, Letting Go of Urgency, and Creation. Ooh, you can almost see all of them. Nice. Okay. And then over here we have Intuitive Heart, Step into Your True Destiny. This is where you're being blocked, is what I pulled this card for. And then we have the Ciudad Christ and the Psalms of Sangoma. And these are two cards I'm actually going to read from the guidebook for you because I love this guidebook for this Alana Fairchild deck. Love it. I also love the vibe of this card. I haven't seen this one come out. And when I was going through them, I don't even remember seeing it. So it's funny how that happens. But I really, really like it. Okay, we might still need a little more space yet. You can do this. We only have 3 more. Shoot. Okay. And then these cards here I chose for you for advice that you could really use. So we have Discern the Truth, Take Your Life and Enjoy It, and Ignore the Opinions of Others. And they do have more stuff on the back, but we'll get to that later as well. So today's card reading might be a little bit longer, just to give you a heads up. You might need to come back to it if you don't got a lot of time. Who knows though? Maybe it won't be that long. I just have a hunch it will be. Okay. Boop, boop. How are we doing? Oh, everything's in frame. Okay, over here's just my making sure my list that of questions I'm supposed to make sure I answer for you. And I really did feel called to make sure I had this Live in the Meow stone. So I wonder if that's going to be a vibe for all the piles, because I really wanted it to be in all my readings. And I was like, it doesn't really go with anything, but I'll put it there because we need this energy right now. Okay, pile 1. So what I'm kind of getting for what's going on with your gut. So if you've been having some issues with your digestion, constipation, I think that might be what this pile would be struggling with. Constipation, yeah, because I feel like it's like the struggle of moving forward. So I feel like it's like literally letting go and releasing the old. So that would be what I would intuitively say would be the physical symptoms you might be struggling with. I'm just asking. I don't know. That's the main one. I'm like, is there like, what about inflammation? Maybe. I just feel like everything else would be a side effect of constipation, really. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing going on. And there's a lot here. There's a lot here about working through self-doubt and worthiness blocks, and so much around that. So hang on, let me kind of like gather my thoughts a bit. So main things I see going on. Thinking over following intuition. Sorry, that's one. Thinking over following and trusting your intuition. So trusting that your intuition knows best. Why aren't you trusting it? I feel like a big thing that's coming up is that you're not sure. It's like your self-doubt. Your self-doubt is getting in the way of your intuition. Your intuition is telling you to move forward in certain directions and take opportunities. And then you're doubting it because there's a worthiness block on if you're ready for it. Are you good enough? Are you really sure that people would care to get this service from you? There's so many other people who offer it. That kind of vibe. Then the other thing I'm getting here, you know what? I think that's mainly it. The other thing, yeah, those are the 2 main concepts actually. If we're really going to simplify it, obviously it's not as like straightforward as that. When there's this many cards, there's a lot of different advice coming up to to where different areas of your life is being affected. But I think overall, those are going to be the two themes that you're going to hear me repeat a lot. So there's a lot of guidance on. Sorry, I kind of thought my cat was going to start meowing more than just once. There's a lot of guidance and suggestions on how to move through this. But yeah, right now maybe I'll just go into detail on everything they're telling me. Okay, so what I'm seeing, what you're stressing out about, and I think that's what I'm getting. So if that isn't what you're feeling, then I'm not sure this is your pile. But I get that you're stressing about knowing. So knowing you want to make a change, knowing you want to make a shift in your career. Oh, here comes Steve. He was sitting on my lap because he was meowing. But knowing you're wanting to make a change and feeling like it's naturally the next steps. But then when we have the cards over here, are you in emotional turmoil? Are you feeling uneasy? Are you not perceiving your value? I just feel like you keep going back and forth on if you're ready, if this is going to financially bring in money, if I don't know, I kind of feel like that's it. Like there's so much worry and stress around career and shifting your career. I shouldn't say shifting, because I do think, as it says here, major change in career. So you might be someone who's always been in, say, like the business world, and now you want to go into holistic health or card readings or just something that's totally different. And I do feel like for this pile, the work that you want to do does feel like holistic based. So it could be energy healing, it could be card reading, it could be somatic work, it could be breath work, it could be meditations. It has that vibe to it. Maybe you want to go work at an ayahuasca center or something. Maybe you want to move countries and work at a facility where stuff like that's legal. Do yoga retreats. I do feel like there's just major change, and it feels like you might even have to move locations or homes or something like that, which is why I feel like there's so much going on in your mind around it. Oh, shit. I gotta change my battery. Okay, sorry, this is already seeming like a very distracted beginning to this reading. It is interesting when I was shuffling cards for you. One of the cards on the bottom was procrastination. And I wonder if you're struggling with that. I also find like I set aside time to start this reading like 3 hours ago, and it's almost frustrating because I should already be done it and doing other things, but I'm just starting now. So sometimes I find I get really caught in a pile's energy. Usually whatever pile one's energy is, because that's the one I'm starting with. So anyways, I don't know. I think you're probably struggling with that, especially around career shifts. That seems tricky. And when I look at this, it's saying like the deeper rooting behind all this comes back to I try to find other words to say this because I feel like it starts to get annoying after a while when people are like, starts in your family systems, your foundation systems, what happened to you when you're a kid. So why you aren't sure if you're worthy of this or ready for this. A lot to do with your support systems, even with the threes. So like there's a 3 there. Just on the 2 cards that are talking about where it's all started from. So, I mean, it does make sense. I feel like you probably have struggled with feeling good enough, or I would say good enough at anything. I would think for this pile, maybe good enough at the job you do, maybe good enough in your relationships, maybe good enough of a friend. Like, for example, I don't know why I'm going on this tangent, but maybe this is something you're not sure if it really applies to you. But when you start a new job, or you've in the past, let's say that when you start a new job in the past, do you feel like in order for you to have done a good job, you had to go above and beyond? You had to do extra things that weren't even technically in the job description? That would be like a really good way to see if this is something you're struggling with I guess a bit of a people pleaser thing going on, but it stems from this not even knowing if you're worthy, not even knowing if you are doing good enough, if you are good enough. Does that make sense? Sorry, we're going in deep real quick with this reading. I'm not sure if you were ready for that, or if you were like waiting for like a slower start. Sorry about that. This is all coming up though, because it's like, it's not true. So I always feel like I gotta like say that, just in case some of you don't know this, but it's not true, that you like, you are good enough. You are more than good enough. You're being called towards this career shift and taking a chance on it. And I like, here we have, it's your destiny. Like, it's your destiny to make this major change in your career. I think the when you feel ready is gonna be different for everyone, but like learning a new path, like teacher energy, shamanic energy. I don't know, when I see shamanic stuff, I get this is like, to me, basically a double card. Like, to me, it's just meaning you have a strong teacher energy. Maybe some people tell you have leadership energy. So I don't know why this is coming up, but maybe like your life path 1, or 11, even, I could see 1 or 11, because I feel like I feel like you're probably one of them, because there's either like this need to be ingenuitive and put new things out there and take a chance on these slightly possibility of these things failing, new ideas, new businesses out there, or you're here to be in that ascended master kind of on earth energy. It's really interesting. Even if I look at this, you even have ascended masters here, devoted spirits, and specific intentions. And so much coming through here is like, you're so connected to the spiritual realms. I know, I think I already said that once, but like, every time I see this, I feel like you're pulling through whatever you teach from a higher place. And it's so funny. I feel like I almost need to tell you, like, it's not all on your shoulders, because you're going in with spirit, you're going in with your guides, you're going in with the universe on your back. Who has your back? That's not quite proper English. That I think what happens here is you start doubting yourself and questioning yourself, because you're like, how am I going to do all of this? How am I going to figure out the right thing to say or the right thing to do? And it's all on me. But that's when the mind comes up, and this fear and this stress and this like limiting belief that came up from when you were a kid, when you were younger, and whatever happened to you, you just took from it that you were not enough, that you had to work harder than everybody else. Like, when I see this cat here, like, take your life and enjoy it, it tells me you stress out a lot about things. And it's encouraging you to let that go. Like, I do just feel like in everything you do, you go above and beyond, which can be a good thing in some situations. But I think the reason why you're doing it is just to prove that you're doing that's not quite the right word. I think you're doing it because you're not sure if you deserve praise, or if you have done a good job until you've done more than what you were supposed to do. Does that make sense? I think that might make sense. So I really feel like that's something you can relate to in all your jobs you've ever had, is like doing more than your side of the work, and then it becoming an expectation, and then it burning you out. Because I feel like that's the pattern I see, is like burnout, getting so tired, not having enough time to enjoy your life, because you're kind of like, I don't know, maybe you're like helping with technical difficulties as well as your own job, and then you're also helping someone with their organization skills, and then you're also like doing a little side job of like maybe taking the recycling out at your job. I don't know why that seems weirdly specific. Maybe you take out, it's not at all your job, but you see it, so you do it. It feels like that. Like, I don't know. super random thing there. So anyways, I'm so funny. I don't even really want to talk that much about your physical gut, because to me, it's like this emotional dilemma is clearly what's really taking up your time, and it's really what you need to let go of, to move past this. So some of the guidance coming through for you, pile one, letting go of urgency. This is like, I feel like this is you. I see like 100 sticky notes to remind yourself of all the things you have to do. These are extra tasks you've taken on. This is also jobs that you've decided that should be part of your job to just go a little further and beyond. That's like a thing they keep saying. You always go above and beyond to the extent of not having any time. Very organized. You might refer to yourselves as type A people sometimes. You definitely are usually very organized on your schedule, I think. Always paying attention to the time. You might always wear a watch or something like that. You might set timers all the time because you only have like 10 minutes for this, 10 minutes for that. And I feel like you have rules around time. Time is big. You like think you're so busy that, yeah, it's crazy. Whew. And I feel like it's just saying you actually just need to schedule some time to have no scheduled plans. Like just go out and get rooted, get grounded. Have no urgency literally weighing down on you. I feel like the urgency of all these different things coming up is what ungrounds you right now, or has for a while, being so busy. And it's so funny because the other thing where, and this is like a little specific message for someone. Sorry, I cut my nails to learn the guitar and I like literally can't pick up them because I have like having any extra nail that comes near the top of the skin, it just doesn't work to play the guitar with that level of effort. I need to put strength on the strings that I literally can't pick up the cards now. And I'm like, oh, I'm like making the ends funny from, yeah, anyways, that doesn't matter. That's why if you see me struggling to pick them up, that's what's happening. I gotta get it off the surface. But there's a little lip on this table, so it's blocking me from being able to do that. Okay, anyways, specific message for you all. If you are contemplating quitting this other job and going into this other field, like I really do feel like I see like, here's your job that you've given all your time to, you're organizing, you're putting all this effort in. It doesn't feel like you're getting a lot of reward for this job though. So maybe it's just like emotionally, you're not getting great reward for it. You're just not you're not enjoying it. It just doesn't feel like you. That's what I keep getting. And I feel like I just see you leaving it. It's all organized. You put all these little reminders for the next person to figure out on your crazy, crazy ass schedule. And then you're like, I'm done. I'm leaving. So some of you might have literally given notice to your job and you gave like a 3-month notice or something like that so that you could organize everything as easily as possible for the next person covering you. I don't know how they're ever going to do it because you did so much, but I think you're setting them up for as much success as possible, and I feel like you just leave. I feel like that's what some of you are doing. So just take that as a confirmation if that is what you're doing, if that's what's going on, or maybe you just dream about this. I'm not sure. But yeah, and then everything here is the creation, soul expression, something new. Like you're ready to do something that brings you more into this energy where it's more creative, it's more flowy, it's more like, what do you feel like today? Not so this, these are just such opposite energies. This one is like filling out a program again and again and again that repeats itself. And this is like changing. Every day is different. Every person you work with is different. I don't know. It's just such a different energy. Yeah, but I keep getting to get to this energy though. You do have to work on this self-confidence, specifically your perceived value of yourself. So much. So this is kind of maybe where I look at the guidance cards here. So it says ignore the opinions of others and just nurture yourself. This is what I'm really getting from this card. Don't take anything personally. Understand that what happens in interactions with someone else, if they're getting upset with you, if they're yelling at you, I feel like this happens a lot because someone forgot to do something, but I don't think it's at all your fault. I think it's just them like mirroring back at you. So they're just yelling their frustrations at you and putting it on you instead of processing what's actually going on within themselves. So this is why I feel like this is so important. Ignore the opinions of others. They don't have anything to do with you. Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinions according to their belief system. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it is about them. Yeah, really big thing here. Like, it's literally like they're just projecting their own emotional shit on you. And then you're just such a little sweet person. And then you've got like a bit of a block here around thinking you already are the problem. Like, I think that's what you jump to right now in your subconscious. If something goes wrong, you're like, it's my fault. This is me. This is I should have done something. So it's like, unfortunately, you're doing very good at absorbing people's stuff because you already are so hard on yourself. So guidance is to recognize that that's something that you're doing, and and do your best to, once you start to go down this like spiral, like say if a boss is like telling you like, why isn't this sent, or why did this email come back this way, and I feel like in this situation, you would have told your boss, hey, you really should answer this email. This issue came up. And they were like, no, it's fine. We'll just see what happens. And then they're yelling at you. And you're like, this is all my fault. I should have known. I should have sent it anyways. Like, I should have dealt with this. And then none of this would have happened, wouldn't have escalated. And it's just saying, no, 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 no. This is not your fault. Apologize to yourself when you catch yourself doing that, and essentially take it back. Be like, I'm sorry. This isn't our fault. We did everything in our power to prevent the situation. We went above and beyond, because you always do. And this isn't about me. This is about my boss. They didn't want to deal with that issue. They had a lot of procrastination. They were not wanting to deal with I feel like a complaint or something. And because they didn't deal with it, it became a big issue. Not you, not a you thing. It's a them thing. Hey, Toby. Oh, hi, bud. Hi. Oh, look at that. You came for Take Your Life and Enjoy It, cat. Oh, and it's an orange cat like you, Toby. Oh, it's your card. Yeah, look at that. Cool. So it says, you are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. Yeah. What do you think, Tobes? Well, I think that's pretty accurate for your vibe. He doesn't understand why we don't just play, why we don't just jump in puddles all day and attack bugs and eat food, and then just when we're absolutely tired and can't keep going, sleep. So maybe your inner child's just wanting to do that too. Just be happy, play, explore, have fun, be silly, get love and affection. He's also really big on that. Loves the love and affection. So much. Okay, loves water, which is, I should also mention, this aquamarine card suggested when you're feeling ungrounded, going near water, putting your feet in water, having an Epsom salt bath. I feel like you could be some very watery people. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you resonate with water a lot. It could just be your astrology charts have a lot of water. I'm not sure. You take it as you want to take that. I'll just mention it. Well, these cards are going to keep getting messed up. Also, whenever I think of water, I just also think of emotions. So it could just be that you're in a really tense, emotional time. I mean, that's everything we're seeing here. Lots of stress, lots of worry, lots of like feeling unworthy, which just creates stress and tension, anxiety and fear and doubt, which is just, it's a lot of heavy energy. So water could just be what you need right now to release it. And then also I want to just say, this is also a little specific message. Take it or leave it. If you've been thinking about getting your Akashic records read, or a lot of people will offer like some sort of activation or something like that, like activate this within your charts, or I don't know, I keep getting that word a lot lately. Maybe this is just confirmation to go forward and book that appointment, because when I see this teacher and cleansing attunement, I do feel like this is talking about who you are, but I wonder if you're just needing some support to see that, to witness that within yourself. And I am also wondering if there's like a need, not a need, but I wonder if it'd be very validating for this pile to get an Akashic record reading where they tell you, like, this is what your soul agreed to do. So, like, this self-doubt of, like, I'm not sure if I'm really meant to do this career. Why me? Personal power is just, like, not feeling where it should be at for you to take a step forward. That could be really insightful for you. And I would say, I would recommend a one-on-one Akashic reading and not doing a group one, because you're going to get all those tiny little minute details that really resonate with you versus a collective reading, which has some details that might resonate and some that just, you know, don't really quite hit home, because it is a general card reading. There's lots of different energies, and whoever's guides are like yelling the loudest sometimes is just the ones getting the really specific messages. So they can be even more on point. If you're already watching these and you're like, they feel so on point, go to a one-on-one reading with someone, and that is insane, the details you can get. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Discern the truth. Let's continue with these. Discern the truth. So once again, we have two cards here kind of talk about your intuition. Do we have more than two? I kind of thought we had more than two. Up here, oh yeah. Knowing your value, you are so magnificent and lovable. Believe in yourself and know you are worth. You have personal power is a huge theme. Stepping into your personal power. You might also have heard a lot of that language. I don't know how I missed that. There's two things here saying your power. So I don't know. It goes to show that sometimes you get really caught on one thought, like self-value and confidence, but personal power is also it. So I wonder if you've just felt a bit victimized in your life, or have been in the archetype of a victim in your life at some point. Doesn't mean you still are, but I just wonder if that's even what's coming through to release further. So maybe you've done a little work on it and there's just a little bit left here to release. I'm not sure. Take it or leave it as you want, of course, as always. And then, yeah, the whole opportunities. And this to me was talking about your intuition and knowing that you're exactly where you need to be when you need to be, and you're not doing anything wrong, and you're worthy. Definitely these two, aquamarine and blue lace agate, were definitely also around the worthiness block. So anyways, yeah, the problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, and then we react by sending emotional poison with our word. This creates a whole big drama for nothing. So when I get this card, discern the truth, don't make assumptions, this is about what you assume people feel about you. That's what I'm getting from this. So say if this is like your guides are being very, very specific on where you're taking on extra stress, and where you are feeding this limiting belief that you're not worthy enough, or you're not likable, or you're not valuable. That's the right word I'm looking for. What they're showing me, once again, is just like what this card showed with the ignore the opinions of others, is that you're so hard on yourself already. You have this like lower view of yourself that other people don't actually have. They actually think, I know it seems crazy to you, but I actually feel like people think you're very empowered. People think you are very, what's the right word? Like, I feel like people actually are intimidated by you a lot. Like the Leo card here, like I feel like they see you as someone who is radiant and powerful and a natural leader. And I feel like they almost think if they throw their stuff at you that you won't take it, because they think you're so confident. But obviously under the surface, you're just like, what are they talking about? No, you don't think you have any value. You don't think you're good enough. It's funny how people are perceiving the opposite, but it's because you're so good at things. You get so much done. And when they see how many things you get done and how gifted you are, they're like, of course you have to be confident. They're thinking you're so much better at this than I am. You're so much better than everyone else at this. And you must know that. And they kind of hate you for it because they have a wound around that, and they're like lashing out. Where you lash out at yourself, these people lash out at others for not being good enough in their own opinion. So I feel like you're attracting a lot of people who have like confidence issues in themselves, because you have that within you. So it's coming out more in them. It's like the being mirrored thing. So anyways, when they're lashing out at you because they think you're so confident and great at so many things, you take it on as they all see and believe also that you're not good enough, that you're not this and that. So it's a vicious cycle. Does that make sense to you all? It's like their insecurities coming out because you're sharing insecurities, so you mirror it at each other, and you're taking it on where they're throwing it at you to bring you down, but they don't realize you're already down. You're already down on the ground. You already believe this stuff about yourself because of your upbringing, even though it's not true. And that's why they just can't believe that you wouldn't believe it. So discerning the truth is realizing that when people, like, once again, just like this card, when people are seeming like they're critiquing you and telling you that you're not being enough and that you should have done this and that, like, they're throwing it at you because they actually feel like they aren't enough and they haven't done enough, and they're just not wanting to deal with it, so they're gifting you their shit. And because you have this wounding already, you're taking it. So it's saying, release this. Know that it's not true. And the more you heal this in yourself and knowing your value, this energy won't even find you anymore because it won't be mirrored back at them. So this energy won't come out as much in the people you're interacting with. I think specifically in work settings is when you're seeing it the most. And that might even be why you get along better with other people, because they're taking on the responsibility and you're taking on the responsibility, but you're not giving it to each other. So like there's some people you might really flow with and you're always thinking they're being too hard on themselves. It's because, they take it on a lot. So anyways, yeah, I did already read that one. Okay, so what else can we talk about here? I do want to talk a lot about this like divine connection you have. I know we've talked about a lot of heavy stuff, but your divine connection is just profound, I think. From what I can see here, like I really do feel like I want to emphasize that I see when you're doing your work, whatever this is that you're trying to shift into, comes fully channeled in. From a higher realm where I think you set an intention to be of service to others only in their highest good, if all involved, or something like that. And I really like that because I feel like that comes through. Like you are just pulling in such higher energy and you're really coming from a place of wanting to be of service. That's what I get. So this is not a block. Oh gosh. I guess Toby thinks we're done with these cards. I was going to say, if you think your block is on the quality of work you're bringing in, has nothing to do with that. The block is on your perceived value. So you don't need to keep practicing or working on the job you're trying to shift into, whatever work that is, if it's like your psychic abilities or your spiritual abilities. It's actually, the block is your belief in yourself. That's what you've got to work on. How do you work on it? You go within and you release it, or you even get help from other practitioners to like be guided in and to see why you're hanging on to that, where it stems from. Maybe therapy, or a counselor. It could, whatever you've been feeling called to, because this is deep family origin shit that you've been carrying around for a long time, and I feel like you're done with it. So I guess to honor Toby's beliefs here, let's move this out. But he threw them all over the floor. So next here, we're gonna go even deeper here with these cards. So the intuitive heart, here it says, step into your true destiny. So this is where I really, really want to be clear. Like if you see this, there's a heart and there's a brain. And I feel like those are the two things holding you back. Like, I don't know, like communication, how you are perceived in the world. Like so much is going on here. All this like logicking, this subconscious chatter, all this stuff is just coming through and blocking. I feel like I feel like you felt blocked. You felt very blocked. It is this worthiness block though, and not trusting your intuition because it's saying you're good and you're ready, and you're like, I can't be. I'm not worthy of this. I'm not good enough yet. But this is really, really what I need you to take from this is that is a false belief that came up in your childhood. I think this card's going to give us clarity here. This person's eyes is just telling me, read me, read my card. I will bring clarity to this pile. So we're going to read him next. Because his eyes are so intense and his energy is so intense. And there's a ton of compassion coming from this card. So if anything, there's just a little message there in itself about being, oh, they gave me a really good word and I just lost it. Being compassionate. Well, there was a word, compassionate, taking extreme compassionate action towards yourself. There we go. Taking extreme compassionate action towards yourself. Thank you. Thank you. And then also, like, if you're watching this and it's near full moon, like, I don't know if you had plans that day, maybe going to a sound bath, maybe you just happened to book your Akashic Record reading on a full moon or right before the full moon, or right after, you know, the energy is around for a little bit afterwards, but I just feel like it's like full moon energy is a great time to release this stuff. Magnetized. Amplified, that was the word. Amplified it. Okay, so let's read this card here. Heart Healing says, Dear Heart, I know you are constantly receiving intuitive hunches about the most important steps I need to take in my life journey. I'm sorry that I often ignore you and allow my head to rule. I'm ready to start listening to you even though it terrifies me. Please unite me with my divine essence and act as a channel that allows me to feel aliveness and a connection with love and the source of life. I am willing to follow your guidance and step into my true destiny. I am now strong enough to hear the truth and follow it even if it's not what I want to hear. So please, dear heart, do not hold back. I know that the time for honesty and change is now. You know what's so interesting too is normally when I'm reading, I have horrible communication blocks that start coming up and I'm stumbling all over the place and all that stuff. And I did stumble at the end just because I looked up and saw that my video was about to hit its maximum recording time. So I had to quickly pause and restart it. But it just tells me that your intuition is quite clear to you and what your heart wants from you is quite clear. The block is in believing it's true. Believing it's true. The messages that you're getting. Because it's all coming back to like that. That belief around not being worthy enough of it or good enough. That's what I keep getting for you, pile one. So, heart healing. Have your journal close. Sorry. I read have your journal closed. And I was like, what? Why? Why would you close your journal? But it says, have your journal close by to record any insights. Place your hands on your heart and ask, how open am I to receiving honest messages about state what it is. Tune in to any blockages between your heart and yourself in terms of the messages you are resisting. Acknowledge any fear you may have around receiving messages that would cause you to make major changes in your life. Imagine the fear it looks like dark, smoky energy, then take it out of your heart with your physical hands and imagine placing it into a purple flame. Visualize sending soft orange light of courage into your intuitive heart and also to the part of you that can hear the wisdom and act on it. Place your left hand on your heart again and ask your heart to tell you what you need to hear. Record that message in your journal along with the steps you need to take to make progress. Oh, I love that. I love that because I feel like you're extremely intuitive and extremely gifted, and there's nothing else you need to do to become better at what you're wanting to offer. You just need to get rid of this horrible block that you learned when you were a kid about not being good enough, because it is so not true and it is holding you back from receiving blessings in your life because you're not sure if you deserve them, and you do deserve them. You're great at what you do, and you're very generous with your time, and you're extremely compassionate, And it's time for you to seek the rewards of your life and let go of this old stuff. I even think like the constipation thing, to get back to what your health and what your guts have going on, I think in some ways your body is like literally telling you this is old. This is very old beliefs. We need to get rid of it. We need to release it. We aren't being served by this anymore. And it's like, if like hitting onto your old poop doesn't make sense, why would you etherically hit onto your old crap, right? Your old shit. So it's funny how straightforward the body can be with messages sometimes, hey? But I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to, because I feel like with the wounding you have, you might be interpreting me as saying like you're not doing good enough with getting rid of this. That is not the case. I think what I'm trying to be forceful of here is you seeing that you are so worthy of having whatever you want in life and being happy and being seen and appreciated by people who can appreciate you so that they can see you, because those people can't see you right now. You're only finding these people who can't appreciate you because that goes with your wounding. We want to get rid of that because we want you to be seen and we want you to be valued and we want you to be appreciated and we don't want you to burn out and we want you to bring in these awesome gifts and bring in this new career transition that serves you and other people. And the only block I see so clearly is hating on to this wounding. When I ask about it, I feel like it thinks it's keeping you safe. It's almost like, I wonder if when you were younger, if people threw you down and you began to throw yourself down first so it didn't hurt as much. Like, you know, you're like, okay, if I beat myself up first, then the second time around, I'm already used to the sting. I think that's where it came from, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. And like when I see roses ever in a card, I always feel like it's like knowing that people don't see, like people see your beauty now, but they don't see the challenges you came from. Like I always think of the rose as like, you know, it's such a fascinating flower to me because it's beautiful, but it has thorns on it that can actually really hurt you. But I usually see it as having come through like hardship, come through challenges. But people only see the beauty. And they don't always, I mean, they don't know you from your past, so they don't know what you've been through. They just see who you are and they think, of course, you know, you're beautiful and wonderful, but they don't know there's all this wounding underneath. So, yeah, just wanted to share that. Anyways, I said the next card I was going to read was this one. But for some reason, I turned to this card's page. So we're going to read this one first. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to zoom in more too because I really want you to have as good of a view of this person's face as I do, as best as you can on a YouTube little box, you know? Okay, so the Song of Sagoma. Within the spiritual power center of the throat chakra dwells your creative healing potency of voice, choice, vibration, and resonance. Honoring the significance of your words and choices is the path to activating your creativity and opening to the generous flow of higher guidance, inspiration, and healing energies that want to manifest in your world. The oracle acknowledges a potential within you that is worth the time and effort necessary to develop it. The choice is yours to set priorities, tune into your heart, seek out your soul voice. There are healing songs that your soul yearns to sing. Only you can give yourself permission to set your voice free. Many will benefit if you do so. Yeah, oh, that just encompasses it so well. It's like saying everything you want, everything you deserve is right here. And it's going to be a gift, not just to yourself, but to everyone around you. And I wonder if you don't even see that. I wonder if you feel selfish for wanting this, or something like that. But it actually feels very selfless for you to step into your power, to see your value, to see what you're really worth, because it will I just get that more people will be able to find you and see you, because right now your block is keeping you a bit hidden as a protection pattern, and it's good. I guess it's kind of good because I feel like if you take on judgments of others easily, because your wounding is that you kind of deserve it, that's what you think. I want to be clear. It's not what you deserve. It's what your subconscious is telling you is the actual truth. Um, Having a ton of people look at you and see you would be very hard because you would take a lot of the judgment on, a lot of the, it would be hard. So it's like release that and step into this true version of yourself because you actually would serve a lot of people and help a lot of people. It's not selfish. It's not selfish because you actually are just such a compassionate, beautiful soul whose work would benefit the world as well as yourself. So I was going to ask, would you like me to read a little bit more about this card? Because here, I'll read the healing process. There's like 5 pages about this card. So I don't know. I keep saying, if you like this deck, like I do, I would maybe recommend just getting the Lena Fairchild Medicine Heart because there's a lot in it, but it's so good. It's just a little much to read to you, as I feel like most people zone out once you start reading to them. It might not be the same, but most people are like that. Oh my gosh, this is the Om Mani Padme Hum card. I love that. I love it. Okay, sorry. You can listen to those sounds on YouTube or Spotify. People would just sing Om Mani Padme Hum. Which is a really interesting thing to look into, actually. It's all about, like, I guess the analogy I heard explain about it was like a lotus flower. And I feel like that's even like how all healers start, as being a lotus flower who eventually is in the mud and then learns to open up and become beautiful. But that is not doing what it all means justice. That's just a very simplified explanation of what Om Mani Padme Hum means. Okay, anyways, healing process. Getting back on track here. For the healing process for this Son of Sagoma card, you may like to utilize this suggested Buddhist mantra, encouraged for use by any person who wished to create positive energy for all beings. Om Mani Padme Hum. This mantra does not require specific initiation or beliefs. It opens and empowers the heart, offering healing and spiritual protection in every dimension of your being, and for all beings in all dimensions of existence. It is kind, loving, and very powerful. Cast the sacred circle by intending or imagining that there is a circle of golden light forming around you, rising up from the earth and down from the heavens, meeting and intermingling to create a radiant, protective circle around you. This is the demarcation of... I can't say this word. Demarcation. Anyways, what it's trying to say, this is sacred space. Call on the enlightened guardians to protect the work you may do by saying this. Beloved enlightened ones of unconditional love, divine healing, and ageless wisdom, I call upon your protection and empowerment and ask for blessings to accomplish my intentions in such a way that generates spiritual benefit of all beings. You may then like to speak your intention for the healing out loud. This may be a general healing for whatever is most needed. You might also have a specific corner. I'm starting to say all the wrong words again as I'm reading. You might also have a specific concern or question. Articulate that now as if releasing it to the universe. Sense that you are in safe and sacred space. Consider what practices would help you to connect to your body, such as movement or conscious noting the flow of your breathing. When you are ready, begin your chanting using spoken or sung vocalizations as feels right for you in the moment. You may like to repeat Om Mani Padme Hum as your surrender into the process. Okay, sorry. That's also kind of why I hate reading from things sometimes, is I feel like how I speak, there should be more punctuation, and then people just like don't put punctuation, so I like pause, and then I'm like, oh, actually I need to say those 2 words fast together so that the sentence makes sense. So anyways, it's also why I don't like reading too much of this on the channel, because I feel like it's just hard to listen to sometimes, especially when I don't speak clearly as I'm saying it. But anyways, love this card. Further confirmations that you deserve everything beautiful in the world, and the only one who doesn't know that is you. And it's because of this protective pattern from when you were a kid. that you are ready to release and blossom and turn into a beautiful butterfly. Okay, there we go. I had to make it a little more festive on how I said that. So this card with the intense eyes, which we'll bring even closer in case you still can't see how intense the eyes are. Okay, will you focus my beautiful camera on this beautiful face? Oh, there we go. Look at that face. It's so intense. I don't know why. Maybe it doesn't look that intense to you, but there's so much energy coming from it. So much compassionate energy coming from it that it's standing out so much to me. Okay. So in the guidebook here, we have a word I can't pronounce already. Awesome. Okay. It says, prosaic ambitions will not satisfy you. Your heart is capable of grander visions, worthy of your soul. Such magnificent manifestations require complete transformation as spiritual fuel for actualization. The worthy soul visions awakens such yearning in your heart that you will be willing to overcome all obstacles, all fears, all doubts in order to live it. Your courage attracts divine assistance to protect the path and reveal the way. Your path is assured, and you do not have to be afraid. Timing of all things is divine. Even delays are on your side. Okay, now I see why I feel so drawn to reading this card, because this also is just further saying you deserve everything, but you have to look at this block. Like, I almost want to yell at you, but I don't want to yell at you because I'm like, I can see that you could have everything you're wanting if you learn it's okay to be lovable, to be worthy, to value yourself. You got to go within and look at that inner child and ask it some questions and parent it, mother it. What doesn't matter your gender, mother it in a nurturing, compassionate, extreme compassion way. Apologize for it ever having to basically self-deprecate to protect itself. Apologize for it not knowing how lovable and appreciative it is in the world. Because it is really heartbreaking that this is something that yourself decided it needed to do to survive in this world. To ignore this intuition, to ignore the heart and what it told you should do, because you have naturally a very strong connection to your intuition and to your heart, but you had to learn to ignore it to survive, to make it through. But you no longer are in that energy. You are safe now. You are in control of your life now. You are an adult now. And this type of self-defense and protection is now just self-sabotage, self-destruction. And although it served you at a time in your life, you are now ready to release it with great compassion towards yourself and understanding that this was something you needed, and now you have ascended past it. You are releasing it. It is safe for you to love yourself. It is safe for you to be compassionate towards yourself, and it's safe for you to see your own value and to treasure yourself and to treasure your time and to treasure and value your gifts. Feel that, know that, and remind yourself of that daily. More than once a day. This is an old wounding. So the subconscious needs to be told again and again who you are. You are safe now. This no longer is something that you need to hang on to. You are an adult. You are in control of your life now. You can discern who can be in your life and who can decide to go another way. You are not helpless. You have power to discern and to choose the people in your life and the choices that you have to make. And if there's someone or something that's making you have to choose this or that, you can even choose to walk away from either one of those choices. You are safe now, and you are ready to move on to your greatness and to step into your power and to who you are. Because the outside circumstances no longer are holding you back. You're no longer in that situation, and you are safe now. That is what I get from this card. So, let's read a little bit of this. I'm not going to read all of it because, like I said, these pages are quite long. But I feel like this is so important, so I want to give you as much content or context as I can. So, it says, at an advanced point on the path, the soul will confront its own breaking point in its capacity to trust. It will evoke situations and circumstances to bring light to the places where it attempts to wrest control away from the divine will. It will seek to make conscious the ways and the reasons that it rebels against its own destiny and fulfillment. It will seek out the hidden terrors and secret yearnings and bring them both into, I imagine the word's going to be light, awareness. There we go. Into your awareness. So this is talking so much about what we're saying about where are the blocks? You can think about a lot of things, but the block is here in your belief of what you deserve and feeling shameful for wanting abundance, wanting success, wanting to get appreciated. You deserve it all. The block around feeling the shame or the guilt around it, that's the block that needs to go. Not these yearnings, not these desires, not wanting to be seen or valued. Those are not things that we need to let go of. It's the belief that we do not deserve it. So, the need for searing inner inquiry stirs when a great spiritual leap is imminent and the soul must be made ready. Sometimes the most soul-affirming divine grace is concealed within challenge. Only a profoundly open heart will have sufficient courage to receive hidden grace and labor through its demanding initiations in order to obtain its heavily guarded treasure. And so the soul sets to work on itself to purify and prepare, becoming strong in faith. This understanding triggers the alchemical acceptance that disarms superficial, half-hearted attempts at change and fuels the irreversible alchemy of genuine transformation. During a success process, one will feel tested beyond all limits. This is a hallmark of initiation. To know that there is spiritual protection for resurrection, that rebirth assured is important. During initiations, the soul will feel tested to confront its doubts and fear, using all its spiritual learning and free will to steady the body and mind, facilitating ongoing progress in deference to an under-yielding divine will. Yeah, and it says that it can feel like in this time we're moving without a spiritual safety net. But it's basically just showing us that we are finally pushing through to a higher level that is uncomfortable, that we feel uncertain about because we've never experienced it. This is a good sign. Okay. Pile one. I kind of wonder if we're getting to the end of your reading here. Because I have to pause this. I'm not actually sure how long it is at this point. But yeah, I think I've been very clear in reiterating again and again that this is a limiting belief that's blocking you. An old, shitty belief, which is now literally causing some other stuff to not release in your body, to just really make the point clear, I guess. But I do just want to read the back of these cards. So it says, believe in your magnificence and embrace your power. Know that you are strong enough to set boundaries with others and assert yourself in a loving manner. Allow yourself to be who you truly are, a loving and magnificent being. And on the back, it says, the angel of inner strength. It is safe for me to be powerful in loving ways. I am magnificent in every way. I have the strength to do anything I set out to do with loving intention. I am grateful for the courage to be all I can be. I already feel like this is basically what you do, except for you're lacking the belief that you are magnificent. You already are going out there and trying to do everything in a loving way and the best way for all, and you're being courageous, but you just don't believe in yourself. So that's the only thing you need to tweak about that one. Okay, and then we have over here the blue lace agate. Have faith that divine timing is at play in your life. Believe that you are always in the right place at the right time with the right people. Its affirmation, favorable opportunities present themselves to me in many ways. I recognize these opportunities and follow through on their promise. I always seem to be in the right place at the right time. I enjoy the benefits of divine timing. I don't know why I felt like singing at the end there. Maybe you want to sing. Gotta surprise me. Okay. Angel of emotional balance. I am able to identify my feelings and resolve unsettling emotions. Negativity flows away effortlessly and lovingly. My emotional body is awashed with positive energy. I enjoy a sense of balance. Safe travel over or on water is a certainty. And it does say, spend time at the water's edge to regain emotional balance. Clear away any negative energy you may have accumulated from unsettling conversations or negative internal dialogue. Negative internal dialogue. Okay. All right. Wishing you the best. If you enjoyed this reading, I so appreciate it if you could like or leave a comment, even if you just leave like a little thumbs up or a smiley face. Both of those things just help this video find more people, and that helps the channel. So I so appreciate that if you would do that as an energy exchange if it resonated for you. So you all have a wonderful day, and maybe I'll see you around. Hello, pile twos. So you chose this Jade card. It says, how is your health? What's going on for you financially? The two cards I also had with it are Green Moss Agate. Do you like your garden? Or sorry, do you like to garden? Also, do you like your garden? I guess. And are you a nature lover? And oh my gosh, you don't normally get a song right away, but funny enough, Spotify was just recommending songs to me, and there's this song called, hang on, sorry, this might not be relevant for more than half of you, called Garden by Saint Finnegan. And literally just some of the first lyrics are is like, what is it? Hang on, I gotta listen to the song. I can't put it on YouTube, otherwise I get flagged for copyright issues. Okay, it literally says, I just planted both of my feet in my mother's garden. I don't know. As soon as I saw that garden word, it went to that song for some reason. So maybe you like that artist, that song. Maybe there's some words there that might resonate with you. I don't even remember what the rest of the song was about. It just stood out to me, those words. So anyways, you may have a song to go look up. Here we also have Angelite, which I really love this stone. I actually love that it just helps us communicate with the angelic realms. It is kind of just like a baby blue stone, you know, it doesn't really stand out compared to other sparkly ones, but what it helps us connect with is what I absolutely love. So it says, are you receiving intuitive messages? Do you wish to be more intuitive? Quiet your mind. Maybe have some angelite around. Angelite, I think is actually how you say it. Angelite. It's actually a pretty affordable stone too. So at least at the time of this video where I live, it's pretty affordable. I should always correct that. So anyways, those are the cards you have. I want to put out the other ones that I just pulled for you just to get more of a feel for everything that's going on for you, pile 2. So we have recovering heart. So interesting. This is like what's the deep-seated issue behind what's going on in your guts. Very interesting. I keep thinking of lungs, funny enough. Lungs, not not guts. But I guess in some ways guts could refer to any organ. Yeah, take that or if it resonates. Definitely something come up about lungs. Or is it kidneys? Whatever you have two of. You have two of both those things. Kidneys or lungs. I don't know. Whatever resonates for you. This card I've never seen come out, but pile one had one of these cards that just like kept calling my attention. So I feel like this card is going to have a big significance in this reading. Also, what I'm noting, I haven't ever, because this deck is newer to me, I haven't seen a lot of these cards, but I love that I keep saying an angel feather, and then over here we have angel light, which helps us connect to the angelic realms. So I like that a lot. It seems to be a theme. We also have chalk here, and we got a little peacock feather in that one. Maybe just really like birds, because there's also a dove over there. Who knows what's going on with all these birds? Some piles just get a ton of birds, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe you're a birder. Maybe when you're outside in nature, because you love nature, you like watching the birds. I don't know. You know, you just take it or leave it. I think you might have a few more cards in the last pile, so we're gonna just crack this open a bit more so we can fit them all in. Oh, I really like that card there, but it just doesn't fit. So we're gonna put it here. It's funny how I'm like energetically it feels so good there, but just not with the amount of cards I have. So we have Cultivate Faith. These are just little key and guidance and advice on what to focus on. We have Ask for What You Want. And we have, funny enough, this one came up backwards, Honor Yourself. Another bird, of course, another dove. Doves are a thing, I guess. Honor the man or woman that you are. Take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. So interesting. You have two communication cards coming through. So seems like you might need an angelite is angelite, sorry, is kind of all about communication as well. I mean, communication with the angelic realms, but I wonder if you're having a bit of a block saying what you need to say. Oh my gosh, I feel like so many songs are coming to me. Are you a musician? Are you into music? Maybe you've used songs to express yourself. So maybe if you're in romantic partnerships or with your friends, you're always sending them songs to express how you're feeling. Or yeah, like I wonder, do you even send songs as apologies to people? I don't know. Do you do that? Maybe someone here does. I feel like I could even see that, like your song about being really sorry and knowing now what you got. I feel like you could send that to people like friends and lovers, which could be a block. There's nothing wrong with having songs, but I feel like there's definitely a big message here about you needing to verbally communicate some things. Funny enough, someone here just said, well, sometimes I get shut down and I can't verbally communicate. Well, we're gonna see. Yeah, oh my gosh, definitely some communication blocks for sure. Don't worry, we'll go deeper. We won't just leave you knowing that, because I feel like you already feel that, and this is maybe just some energy check-in for you about some blocks that you have. Okay, this card's coming up a lot. Teacher card. Every time I've used this deck, I'm pretty sure I've pulled the teacher card for the reading. Interesting. We'll also see what that means. Okay, conscious steps. Yeah, conscious, not cautious. I was like, does that say cautious? No, it says conscious steps. Confusion. Ooh, and the word that stands out to me is confusion about the past. We have shamanic healer, cleansing, attunement, journey guide, travel, change in location, sacred intuition, and higher self, your external spirit. So yeah, okay. We can fit it over here. Like, where else are we going to put these cards? Yeah, lots about communication. There's a lot going on here. The crown chakra is a really big theme coming through. And is that a hair? Oh, it's just a bit of dust. Okay. Honor yourself. Yeah, I might just need a second to tune in here. I feel like there's so many different things. I'm being pulled all over the place. So I just need to focus and just give the spirit a second to give me a download. Okay, pile two. I'm just going to explain what I'm getting with these karma cards, and you take it as it resonates. But like the North Node is all about knowing what you want to like go towards in your life. Like what brings you meaning in your life? What do you want? Like what is it that you want to be on this earth for? What is important to you? Is it your relationships? Is it your financial success? Is it living a happy life? Like, you know, you name it. Like, I feel like you don't know what your North Node is. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. And in the fourth house, same kind of vibe. Like it says your home base or your family, what makes you feel secure. Same thing. Like I feel like this is talking about you discovering or figuring out what feels like home to you. What, like coming home to yourself, what does that look like? There's so much going in your cards. Sorry, I'm losing my voice all of a sudden, which I mean makes sense. There's a lot of throat chakra stuff going on. There's a lot of feeling ungrounded, uprooting, upheaval, chaos. There's a lot of feeling dusty and stagnant in areas of your life, confusion overall. I think if we were to look at, like, if you were to describe your body right now, I think you would say you feel dysregulated. Dysregulated. That's the word that keeps coming to me. It could look like a lot of different things, but it's just dysregulated from its normal self. Might be not sleeping like you normally would. Maybe your stomach hurts you, or you're having weird things. Maybe like even like you're feeling nauseous sometimes, but not other times. You're not pooping normally for whatever is normal for you. Like dysregulated, low energy, high energy. I feel like, yeah, nausea keeps coming up. Just super dysregulated. And I think that's even why all your chakras are popping up all over the place. So I'm like, oh no, it's the throat. Oh no, it's the crown. Oh no, it's this dusty thing going on where you're just feeling like there's just stagnant energy in some of your chakra systems or parts of your body. And then it's like, oh no, actually it's the root chakra. It feels really unstable right now. Oh no, it's your sense of direction. It's a lot. It's a lot you're dealing with right now, pile 2. It's even hard to tune into it because it feels a little chaotic and all over the place. So getting grounded, step number 1. That's definitely his advice and guidance number 1. Getting grounded and rooted for sure. Green moss agate. Put your feet in that dirt in the garden. If you're feeling like you should do that, listen to maybe that song about grounding. I don't know. Something of the sort. And then there is this, like, I feel like there's this discovering that you want greater finances, more material success. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And there's a lot of, like, you're just being pulled all over the place. It comes back to that confusion, not knowing which direction you want to go, what you want to prioritize, what you really want. Perhaps, maybe, still so much about focusing on the past. I don't know what happened in the past. You might have just left something or been forced to leave something that's caused a lot of confusion and reflection. Yeah, it's a lot. I keep saying that word for you. So anyways, where this Mars energy is coming in with all this confronting of action, what I'm getting though, I think you're trying to take action, but because you don't really know your direction, I feel like there's a lock. Maybe you feel blocked and like you need to figure out the key to get past it or something. That's weird. There's a block somewhere. But this conscious steps thing, I feel like there's a lack of that right now. Like it's not that you're trying not to be conscious. I just think there's so much confusion and there's this need to get recentered in yourself. Definitely recentered in yourself. Okay, sorry about that. Pile 1's reading was kind of long, so my battery was already dying. Okay, so we were saying conscious steps. Yeah, I feel like there's a need to get centered in yourself with this higher self, sacred intuition, reconnecting with yourself. There's actually, isn't it interesting that I put someone who has their eyes closed, concentrating on what's coming through with an open third eye. And then here we have cultivate faith with growing your third eye and your trust in your third eye. Very interesting. That might be some advice in itself there. To learn to go within and meditate. Yeah, you know what? I definitely think that is some guidance here, because there's so much confusion. There's so many things where I feel like when I see this teacher card, I feel like you're like trying to ask other people maybe for like guidance on which direction to take. But I feel like the real answer is it's going to come from within, from yourself, through meditation, learning to hear that intuition and your voice. Because yeah, you have the Mars energy, you have the action energy behind you, but it feels like it's kind of like I am seeing like you're sending off these soldiers to go take action and do this stuff, but then you don't really they don't really know what their direction is. So it's like you've unleashed them to go and do things, but then they're like, wait, where are we going? What are we trying to accomplish? Is anyone there? You know, if you've ever had a boss who just like was like, go do this, and you're like, wait, I need a few more details because I don't actually know what I'm doing. That's kind of how I feel like this action energy is it's needing more direction. But you need to go within to figure out what that direction is and what that priority is. Because I want to be very careful with this bio when I say I feel like because of this ungrounded energy, and I feel like there's like a lot of confusion. I would want to be careful that you're not accidentally following other people's guidance. So if you have a teacher you respect a lot, if they're like, this is what I did, that is their journey and their truth. It is your path. You're on a new separate path. And make sure that you are going within and knowing if that's the journey you want to go on. Or if your journey just looks different from theirs, because most of our journeys are different from each other in some ways. So just because maybe there's someone you appreciate and honor, doesn't mean that that is your journey as well, or what your priority is. So yeah, I do feel like cleansing, this is coming pretty clearly, like with the dysregulation. If you're someone who believes in getting like acupuncture or some form of energy clearing or treatment, for some of you, I don't know if I want to say massage. I think there needs to be an energy opponent to it. So if you know a massage therapist who also does some sort of energy healing during it, or energy balancing or chakra balancing, I think that would be awesome, because I feel like with I think you could use a general cleanse. I just keep seeing like dusty, stagnant energy in some of your chakras. Not something to be scared of, but I feel like it's just adding to the chaos for you. I do feel like this pile has gone through some transitions, which is why it's like making it so unstable. So even there's just like old energy that could get like cleared off. Like I almost want to blow dust off of you. I think there's just a thick layer of dust. If you can visualize that, you could also, I don't know, I won't say that actually, because I feel like if you do guided meditations, you could visualize each one of your chakra systems clearing itself. But I do feel like there's even a block here. Like you feel like this meditation, like going within just as you are, and connecting with yourself, there is a block here. Like I feel like maybe this pile has felt like you can't do this, or you need someone else to do it for you, or you need, I don't know, maybe you need the assistance of substances to do this or something like that. I feel like there's such a block. As soon as I say this, I feel like I see your energy shut down. Like I don't know how to, I can't do this without, like, there's definitely like a limiting belief around this and your abilities, which is even why I think it's coming forward is such a big thing to trust and cultivate your third eye. I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of like nervously laughing here because I'm like, oh, I feel like some of you might not love me saying this. Oh, and I keep almost wanting to sing. Sorry, there's a lot going on. I also just want to say, like, I feel like you're very easily triggered right now. Like, not just in this card reading, but I don't know what the circumstances are. I do feel like you've just been through a situation, the ending of something. I keep saying that. I don't know what the ending was, but especially with this recovering heart, like something happened. You could have just have lost a loved one. Ooh, I could definitely see that. I do feel like there's a lot of grief associated with this. Very, very deep grief. But I'm not mentioning this to make you feel bad, but I'm wanting to bring this into your awareness because I wonder if you're just really struggling to make it through the day-to-day decisions on things. And for some of you, it's like you're just grieving the ending of certain cycles of certain relationships, and it doesn't have to be through death. It could just be through the ending of that connection, the ending of a friendship. Maybe you just cut your parents off because they weren't healthy for you, or maybe you just cut a family member out, something like that. Maybe you broke up with someone who you would consider was toxic for you or wasn't good for you. Yeah, whatever it is, but I do feel like from that ending, there's a lot of little like triggers coming up. So like things that are making you feel like you need to defend or protect yourself. And it's just coming up from like this chaos, from this like it makes sense. It makes sense. But I wonder if I wonder if you know this. I don't know. I feel like I just had to say it. So I am trying to be like careful what I'm saying. And I even think that could be why this like energy cleansing or attunement or whatever you want to call it could be beneficial, as I feel like there's like a ton of old energy that could just be literally taken off of you, that would make this easier. This connecting within, cultivating faith in yourself, cultivating faith that you can connect with your sacred intuition. And I think you know that and you're trying to work towards it, because you even have a card here talking about trying to get more intuitive messages. I really do think it will be easier if you do get your energy cleared. I just have to keep saying that. I feel like that's the step one. Step one is ground yourself. Step two is maybe get assistance with an energy clearing. And support in that way. And then 3, I feel like, is doing these guided meditations and yeah, guided meditations, trusting, cultivating that intuition and that third eye chakra stuff. Yeah, I mean, you're redoing everything. They want to talk about your finances. They want to talk about your crown chakra. They want to talk about this past energy. They're like, this is so much. Unfortunately, I really don't think I can go into all this. I think I really keep getting back to, I think you could use some one-on-one support with different practitioners, just because there is a lot going on and you're definitely in a complete turnover of your life and you're not sure of your direction, which just makes it even harder. So there's lots of messages for you. There's lots of messages for you, but I do feel like it would take multiple practitioners to get them all out, just because it's a lot at once for anyone to get. And I feel like you're almost needing to go into each chakra almost, or each area, and be like, what is going on here? What does this need? How to work on that? Because there's, yeah, it's complete upheaval of your life. It makes sense if your guts are just all over the place. The nausea, the this and that, because everything's being pulled all over the place while you're figuring out what you want to take action towards, what matters to you, what is your direction in life, what is your calling, what do you want to give your time to, who are you, Pile 2. I feel like you're like, I'm asking myself that too, okay, like give me a break. I know no, it's okay, we're okay, you're okay, you're figuring this out. There's a lot of confirmations about, yeah, a lot's going on for you. Cleansing and attunement. That will really help. What was I gonna say? Self-honor, honor yourself and just what you need right now, taking time to just, if you just need to like go home and like listen to music, then go and do that. If you need to go out with a friend and like distract yourself because you've just been in a bad emotion for a while, that's also okay. Honor yourself. We read this one at the start. Honor the man or woman that you are. Take the risks to express your dreams. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are and who you are. Yeah, this is really big. I wonder if you almost like, I don't know, maybe you ended these relationships and connections. I don't know. I couldn't tell before if you kind of like, if you were kind of shocked by the loss or these disconnections, or if you've taken it. I'm starting to wonder if you took action to end them because you needed to step into who you are. So maybe you left a marriage or something like that, because you wanted something different. But then I feel like you're still trying to figure out exactly what that is. I think you know deep in your intuition, but there's something stopping you from really stepping into that. Maybe you feel guilty or shameful. Maybe it's not what you were supposed to be allowed to want. Because look at that, ask for what you want. There's literally 2 cards saying ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. This is a big theme. This is a really big theme. I don't know. I can't see why you're scared of this, pile 2. Other than, yeah, maybe you feel like you're not allowed it. It's something you shouldn't be able to ask for, but I don't know. I'm trying to ask him, like, do you want kids? Then go ahead and ask if you want kids. If you don't want kids, don't be weird to say you don't want kids. Or if you don't feel ready for kids, that's okay. You don't need to be ready. You can just ask for what you want. Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. Yeah. I wonder if you just get caught up and you're like, they'll just, like, I feel like this is the no, yeah, don't assume. I feel like you might start to assume what people would or wouldn't do, and it's saying that is the most dangerous thing to do because especially, like, I feel like where this block is with loved ones. You'd be impressed what a loved one would do if you said this is something you're really wanting and needing. And if it doesn't fit their reality, if this doesn't, like, you know, if this doesn't make them feel safe or okay, they'll say no, and that's okay. But I wonder if you have a fear of rejection. If, yeah, that could be it. I feel like there could be a strong fear of rejection. Like they'd be rejecting you by rejecting what you're asking for. But I don't actually feel like they would be. It's just like something that wouldn't meet their need. So interesting. Like I said, I'm not going to go super deep with this pile because I feel like just tuning into your energy. Like every time I start going into something, I think this is something you need to go into with a one-on-one counselor or worker or support system, because I think you're going to need support through it, and I don't want to trigger people here or leave them with nothing. So I think I'm going to kind of step away from going too deep, because I do keep feeling you need specific, special support. I shouldn't say special, like not in a negative way, but you just, like, you need someone who's specialized in what you're needing support in that area. And there's a lot of different things coming up, and I can't give that to you as this is just a general YouTube pick a card reading. So yeah, a lot of big messages around seeing a healer. A lot of messages also around learning it's okay to take a new path and figuring out what that path is, and not being afraid to tell people about it, communicate with people, and let them know what you're needing. And then they can choose to stay or go in the relationship. And that's okay, because if they're not aligned with you because they can't give you what you want because you've asked them, then you know that's fair. But if you don't ask them and you're always thinking about it, then that just weighs on you, right? And I'm sure that might even be why you're thinking and stressful and not sure what to do. Yeah, but I do see, like, there's lots of change and lots of just, yeah, lots is shifting in your world. Your world is something totally new now, or it's trying to shift into something totally new now. I can't quite tell. I feel like it is happening. It has happened, and you're still changing it, which isn't wrong, but nothing wrong with that. But it's just, I feel like there's still more chaos in some ways to come, and confusion, because you're still working through what you want and what you're taking action towards. Okay, that being said, let's read the Recovering Heart one. I'm gonna, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just move these. I get these out of the way because I think I have said all I can really share. Like I was saying, I think you might need more support just to make sure that someone can really help you through these cards than I can give you as a general pick a card reading. Put these here. There. And yeah, definitely like a big message around finding balance, self-care, and centering your energy and centering yourself in your center. That's a little word, centering. getting in touch with the heart energy again, because I feel like you're just feeling a little disconnected, which makes sense. There's a lot going on here for you, pile 2. Okay, so recovering heart. It says, oh, close. I almost opened it to the right page. It's nice when that happens. Okay, so it says here, dear heart, I know you have been through much struggle, grief, and brokenness. In many ways, life has not turned out the way you dreamed. And I am sure that at times you have wondered what you have done wrong to deserve the torment you have encountered. Some of your injuries have been so immense you probably never thought you would be able to recover. At times you still hold your breath and struggle to get through the day without falling apart. Yet after all the loss, the grief, the suffering, you are still standing, my dear heart. In fact, while something deep inside you may have shattered, something new and more pure has also been born. You have become deeper, stronger, and more conscious of what is truly valuable in life. Your ability to have compassion, express kindness and patience, and take the higher road has amplified dramatically. You are not only on the road to healing, but to also knowing who you truly are and have the capacity to become. To heal this heart, it recommends that you place your hands on your heart and take some deep breaths in and out. From the depth of your soul, acknowledge what you have been through and reflect on where you are now in your healing journey. Give yourself some credit for how far you have come. Ask your heart what it needs in order to continue reviving, then make a list of the steps you can take on a daily basis to help fill your heart's cup. Beautiful little card. So yes, definitely just recognizing and acknowledging you for the fact that your guides see, your heart knows, everyone knows it has not been easy for you. You have been through a lot. And like it said, I feel like you're still just learning more and more who you are and what direction you want to go and what you want to become. Okay, the next one I'm going to read is actually this matte card. Really am drawn to it for you. Okay, oh, I just passed it. It's a huge book. Huge guidebook. But anyways, it says, a divine reordering is unfolding in your life, edging your soul towards fruition of your higher purpose. The process may seem subtle at first, perhaps not even consciously sensed, as it seeds in the dark, unacknowledged, generative recesses of the soul. Yet, there will be a moment when you feel the inner stirring, the push to give expression to something that has, hit Herto. I think this must be a typo. I don't think that's a real word. It has been in, okay, there's definitely a couple of typos there, I think. In Kuwait. Basically, something that has been hiding at the very bottom. It will take courage to commit to the manifestation, seeing through the unsteady beginnings as this newness grows into fullness. There is something beautiful and true meant for you. Do not be afraid to be the inner work, do not be afraid to do the inner work necessary to embody and share it. So, beloved Egyptian goddess embodying truth, divine order, and justice, Mat wears a headdress of a single feather. Oh, interesting. She is adored by Sekhmet, the fierce lion-headed ancient Egyptian goddess of the sacred rage who consumes evil and destroys negativities. Although Sekhmet is a goddess of war and endings, her epithets reveal her true nature. She is known as she before whom evil trembles, and she who loves Mat. Sekhmet is a patron, protector of healers, and instrumental in clearing away that which stands in opposition to the will of Mat, which is the natural spirit order of divine justice. The will of Mat orchestrates the movements of the stars and planets, the shifting of the world ages, and the progression of the seasons and all other cycles of activity within all phenomena, including the cycles that govern humanity and promote spiritual growth. Mat is a divine timing. Trusting Mat is having faith in the natural, self-correcting, instinctively rebalancing intelligence of life itself. where repair and realignment to the divine order requires fierce protection to dismantle particularly entrenched interferences, then the wrathful emanation of divine protection spontaneously manifests as Sekhmet. To be able to handle one's rage with wisdom is a gift of the holy fire of Sekhmet, fanned into life by Mat's divine feather, rendering one's rage as sacred demarcates. I can't say that word either. Sacred demarcates, I think, it as a power to be processed in service to soul healing, rather than a destructive weapon to be unconsciously hurled into the world or intentionally directed towards other. Rage without sacred containment is the antithesis of Mat, and is the form of violence rather than a tool of liberation. When surrendered into the custody of Sekhmet, anger is repurposed as a psychic healing instrument, cutting through confusion, manipulation, gaslighting, denial, deception, and obfuscation of any kind. Okay, I don't know if these are real words or just typos, but if obfuscation is a word, I don't know it. Whether that be internally driven due to unconscious collusion with a soul dishonoring belief system, or an obstacle generated through forces outside of your personal sphere of spiritual responsibility, such as jealousy and ill will. Okay, it keeps going for a really long time, but it talks about this card, basically Mat and Sekhmet closely linked, and how they have compassion. They use anger to heal, not to destroy. That things come back into balance, and recognizing, let's see, no matter where your emotional healing journey may take you or how fierce your emotions may become, if you trust your process, you will enter your rightful divine destination, the peaceful, righteous temple of Mat. Yeah, it seems like helping people process through anger and grief. So that feels like a card for you. I feel like that does make sense. For some of you where I do feel like lost someone, and other ones of you where I feel like you were maybe in a toxic relationship. Toxic to you relationship is what I want to keep saying. Because I wonder if some people said it doesn't sound that toxic to you or something, and then you're like, it was toxic for me, which is then true. So let's just briefly scan what the chalk card says, because I know it's a lot to read a lot of cards. So if you have this deck, maybe you should just read in your guidebook, because sometimes it's easier if you read it to hear it than if someone's reading it at you who's fumbling over all the words. Yeah, so the chalk card, you are being called to connect with nourishing forces. To accomplish this, you will need to step beyond ordinary reality for a time. Sacred, meaningful retreat will vary in duration depending on the need of your soul. Do not be afraid to turn away from the outer world to commune with spirit and make peace with yourself and your soul's journey. In doing so, you can claim the benefits, blessings, and bounties that are rightfully yours, utilize them to heal yourself, and strengthen the quality of your offering to the world. Your path and your purpose shall become even more powerful, aligned with your heart. Yeah, a lot of these are talking about going within your meditation, to connect with spirit, connect with the angelic realms, and figure out what direction you want to take, what's going on within you. And this kind of makes sense if you just left a narcissistic relationship or something of the sort. I can see how you would need to re-establish what you want, who you are, what matters to you, what you're not going to stand for. All that stuff makes a lot of sense. So last one here, we have She-Wolf of the South. I always feel like this is a balance card as well, with the black wolf and the white wolf facing off. And her looking fierce as heck. I feel like this is not fearing your own power. There's a lot about it also maybe not fearing your own inner rage. I wonder if there's a lot of anger that you're feeling like you shouldn't be allowed to express or something. So it says, your past can be a source of beneficial wisdom gleaned through experience rather than a stifling burden of regret, recrimination, and rumination. Acknowledge your heroic heart, and the strength of that will that has seen you through to this moment. Decide that you will utilize everything that has happened to you to grow wiser, to heal yourself, to realize your inner strength. Acknowledge the suffering and what has been, but do not allow it to disrupt or dissuade you from your faithful confidence in your ability to live a more beautiful and healed life. Yeah. The true north is the symbol for our authentic life direction, which is coming up again. So this is the second time, more than second time. Fourth time it said it's time for you to find your authentic life direction, to find your north node. The self becomes symbolic of that which is behind us, the past and all the potential benefit and burden associated with it. The weight of the past does not need to rest upon your shoulders or go within your heart. It can become the solid, known ground beneath your feet that you have traversed, explored in mind, a series of classes you have completed in your soul's sacred schooling. Yeah, so I think that's even worth saying, like, you really have been thinking about the past a lot and focused on the past a lot, but I think it's because there's a lot of wounding there and a lot of healing that you're working on through it. So, like I said, pile 2, there is a lot of messages out there for you, but I feel like you are needing a more intimate experience and exchange of energy. So like, what does that mean? I think you need to see someone who can support you specifically and not just a general reading. It could be a counselor, it could be a coach, it could be a practitioner. You know, you follow your intuition. I know what's right for you, but I do feel like you do need a consistent one-on-one interaction. You don't want to stir up too much and leave you going down a black hole. So let's just finish off here with a little more reading. This is like a whole, I feel like there's like a chapter reading basically with how much I've read here. So the Jade, how is your health? What is going on for you financially? Take the necessary steps to improve your well-being. Eat healthy, promoting foods, and incorporate exercise into your daily life. You have good fortune and live a charm life. That means there's a lot of good things coming your way, especially with all this like old stuff coming through and releasing that. There's just room for so much more now. Do you like to garden? Are you a nature lover? Spend more time connecting with Mother Earth. Put your hands in the soil and your bare feet in the grass. Investigate the use of nature's pharmacies such as herbs and aromatherapy for general health and well-being. Okay, and then we have, are you receiving intuitive messages? Do you wish to be more intuitive? Quiet your mind. Accept communication from angels and spirit guides. True communication includes listening, speaking, and observing. Notice messages from nature and your surroundings. The affirmation for this one is, I send and receive messages with ease and grace. Guidance and inspiration from my angels and other spirit guides come to me moment by moment. I interpret the message I receive and apply them to my life with wisdom. I don't know why I feel like some of you want to see this one. Maybe you want to screenshot it or something. It's kind of cursive writing, so I don't know if everyone knows how to read that anymore. But there you are, angel of communication. Yeah, I'm wishing you the best of luck. Hopefully you're doing as best as you can after this reading. Like I said, I really don't want to open up a box for you that someone isn't there to support with you. So I'm wishing you the best. If this reading helped you at all, I always appreciate it if you just leave a thumbs up or a comment, even if it's just like, you know, a smiley face or a word. It just helps this video get more views, and I really appreciate that. So anyways, I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you around. Hello, pile 3. So the card you chose is Fluorite. Have you been unable to focus on complex tasks, not like the finances, but tasks like things to get done? You are an intelligent being. You can livingly accomplish whatever you put your mind to. Develop your inner genius and educate yourself in areas you feel your knowledge may be lacking. I feel like I really fumbled over all my words in enunciation there. Angel of Intelligence. I am an intelligent being with the ability to focus on complex tasks and figure them out. I enjoy researching and learning new things. I am hungry to gain knowledge, and I am smart enough to realize that I can always discover new information. Angel intelligence. I don't know why. I wonder if some of you actually have a bit of a lisp. Or you're so tired, you're having a hard time enunciating your words, or you might even, this might be your second language if you've chosen this pile. I'm not sure. Take that if it resonates, but just something I feel like I have to mention. So I'm trying really hard to articulate, but I'm having a hard time. Okay, so cards that we have for you. Ooh, this one's nice. It says, Isaiah, Threshold of Isis. I really like that. There's a little hummingbird there. Actually goes that way. I thought it went this way, but no, it's that way. Okay, we also have Unseen Heart. You are significant. You are significant. You are, okay? I feel like some of you are like, I'm not. No, it says you are. You are significant. Interesting. All these ladies are kind of hiding. Why are you hiding? What's going on there? Okay. We have like advice to help you. Relinquish the need to change others, ignore the opinions of others, and your trust in your truth is personal to you. Interesting. Lots about the opinions and judgments of others coming through. So I kind of, when I pulled these cards, asked like, what is like really adding on to this stress or emotional disharmony in your body that's causing this dysregulation within you. And they're all about people's judgments and opinions of you, on you. And I feel like there's a block around not being seen or understood by others, but wanting them to see and understand you. Okay, so then we have our karma cards here. We have many thoughts about or from many words. That's so appropriate with what we're just saying. I feel like I think you get really stuck on what people say about you. We also have communication resulting from the fluctuation. Okay, and then force yourself to, which this is all about kind of the masculine energy of taking action with direction. Where are we going to put you? We'll put you here, I guess. And then advice cards, we have the healing heart, love, acceptance, romance. Look at that. I'm still not enunciating my words right. Oh, every other one came up upside down. Okay, we have shamanic healer, cleansing attunement. We have prosperity, journey guide, and relaxation, peaceful pursuits, happy times, travel, change, abundance, success. I actually want to put those ones there. Okay, let's see. Definitely going to have to change that a little bit so you can see more of these cards. I don't like them once they get past a certain length for some reason. I'm like, I don't know. I don't like that. It's weird. Okay. Definitely a big thing about nighttime here too. Okay, this is going to be a very specific message, but I wonder if some of you work night shifts at your job. I don't know what your job is. I actually feel like some of you could be like janitors or cleaning staff or like businesses, and you go in at night. You could also see some of you being nurses that work night shifts or doctors that work night shifts, security officers that work night shifts. I don't know, but I do feel like night shifts are your normal. And I also feel it's also the time where you're in contemplation a lot. So I don't know. It would make sense if you're doing something at night in a place that doesn't have a lot of commotion at that time where other people are sleeping, because I see that you do a lot of reflection then, a lot of thinking. Yeah, okay, I'm trying to see. I'm not really getting a clear answer on what's going on with your guts. Oh, I don't quite know if you would call it anxiety. I don't think that's the word you would use. Nervousness? I think you might say the word nervousness. I get nervous. I get nervous about things. You don't resonate with anxiety. But I think you might literally get like an upset tummy a lot. There's so much yellow. And a lot of it is coming from you putting, like, not seeing your value or your worth based on this communication block that you have with other people, which is why I really feel like this pile, you are living in a country or a place where you're speaking a second language. I think you do. Because I feel like you understand what people mean more often than they understand what you mean. And it's like you understand what they're saying, but you sometimes have a hard time saying things in a way that people actually are on the same page as you. And then for some of you, you're not actually speaking a second language. You just speak so differently from the people around you, like meaning the way you express yourself, the way you explain things, your opinions, your perspective on the world is so different that you might as well be speaking a second language. And I do think this is like coworker energy. And I do feel like wherever you work, you feel like people look down on you to some degree. That's why I almost feel like it's more likely, like, I feel like you're a nurse and maybe you have someone there who's like a higher up nurse who kind of like makes you feel little. Or like you don't know what you're doing. They're kind of in a bad mood. Or I could see like you're a cleaning staff and sometimes you come across people and they just don't respect you like you deserve. There's just, I feel like, let's pile. I feel like you're just not appreciated or seen for how great you are and who you are and how complex you are. People just aren't seeing all that's going on underneath that physical body of yours. I don't know why. I can't seem to see that, but there's a lot going on there. And there's a lot to love there, and people just aren't seeing that. I'm trying to ask why. I wonder if you just, like, I see this like such a communication frustration. I wonder if you just get really nervous and you have a hard time. Like, I wonder if you start stuttering or something, or you forget your words. And I feel like this is where it's saying like, you're trying to force yourself to change this, or maybe even to say things to people, but maybe you're too nervous sometimes to say it. And you're working on that. I do get that. Like, Mercury itself is communication. I think you're gonna get better at this, but I feel like I just tune into it and you're so frustrated, and I can see why it'd be so frustrating. Because no one is seeing you or understanding you. So I do want to talk about, oh my gosh. I know I read it, but I totally blanked. The unseen heart. You are significant. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Whatever job you're working, like, people just are not valuing you or appreciating you. I feel like they don't even give you time really to speak. And that's part of this walk here. Like, they literally don't give you the time of day to even hear your opinion. And that's so hard. That is so hard. So we are going to look at the guidance here on what suggestions there are for you in your situation. But I want to actually read this card for you because I just feel like you need some acknowledgement about the struggle of all this. And I feel like despite how like disrespectful or unappreciative the energy feels like around you, I think you've been like, you still work really hard at your job. You're still doing amazing in your role that you're doing, even though people are not respecting you. And I'm sorry you're in that situation. You don't deserve that. I'm so sorry. Okay, so this card here, it says, Dear heart, I know the pain you have been through of feeling ignored, discounted, and brushed off. There is never enough time in a day, week, month, or year to give you the care and attention you crave. You, darling heart, have been so patient, tolerant, and understanding, compromising, and forgiving. You wait for a time when you can be given consideration, kindness, and most of all, thoughtfulness. You need to feel that you matter, that you are precious and significant. At times, you don't know how to respond to all the past coldness you have encountered, and it can be particularly painful to have your feelings, ideas, and intuition discounted. There are parts of yourself that you don't even know anymore, as they have become so rigid, stunted, and wary. I am here for you, dear unseen heart. I am ready to see, love, and accept and embrace all of you. To me, every part of you is important, interesting, and precious. I now take full responsibility for you, and I give you permission to grow into the huge heart that you are. Together, we will bring goodness and beauty to others. Together, we will see those who have been hiding for eternity and will help them cultivate their divinity. Yeah. So this one just calls on you to close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in and out. Find the aspect of your heart that has been unseen by you and others. And what does this part of your heart look like? Does it resemble a tiny speck of dust, a sacred child, or a black caterpillar that has never bloomed into a butterfly? What thoughts, feelings, and experiences are held in this unheeded heart? Can you take some time to see, accept, and love what has previously been in hiding? Yeah. So isn't it interesting too that we have the healing heart here? Love, acceptance, and romance. I think you are so ready to move through this energy. And even with this card being number 3, I always see that as like, I kind of see 4 as like the ultimate support systems number where you already have it. Where when I see 3s, I kind of feel like it's something you're moving into, getting more structure, more foundations. You're trying to get more stable, more supportive people. And I think this is what you're working through. You're working through. Things are going to get better. Abundance and success. So I actually like this because I feel like we have a little butterfly. I feel like as you're healing this, like I just feel like you're going to start making choices and decisions that are more self-honoring to you, appreciating to you. I don't feel like you will keep putting up with this kind of energy. And I even think this is why the Take Action Mars card is coming through, because I think it's like you're recognizing that this is not good for you, that this has not helped you. And Fluorite also, is also a stone great for heart healing too. So this is really interesting that you were drawn to that because it's about heart healing. So prosperity, cleansing and attunement. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know what you're doing. Are you seeing someone who's helping you clear your energy? Maybe you might just be doing it yourself. Like when I see this card here, shamanic healer, and it's actually come up for every pile, but it has had a different energy in all the piles. I see this as you're shape-shifting out of this past identity, this hiding energy, into this powerful commanding of authority and personal power. It's not going to be that you need to, there's nothing that you need to really do. How do I put that? Like, you know how sometimes you see people trying to force their power on people? You're not going to do that. Your energy is going to command power. That's the word I was looking for. You're going to command power in your own aura and energy, because I feel like this heart healing is going to change it. I think this card is going to talk more about what exactly is going on in that heart healing. But I feel like overall there's been a wounding around how other people perceive you, this nervousness. Your truth is personally you. Yeah, I feel like you just have always felt a little bit different than other people. And you've taken that on as like being a negative thing, but I think you're starting to learn not to care. You're starting to learn, and this is the advice coming through too, is to stop caring what other people think, because like these people have their own issues and they don't seem very compassionate. Not even giving you time of day to say a word back. Like, can they really be that great of people? Are they really your people? Are they really people that you want to spend time with if they won't even give you the time of day? They seem classist. That's how I want to explain them. Okay, so already I love this. Travel, change in location. I get this as travel, change in jobs, change in fields, changing. I think you're coming out of this. I think you have to take action towards it though. I think if you're just waiting for something to come and change this, I don't think it will happen. I think there's like a need for you to take physical action. Apply to different jobs or something like that. Put the word out that you're looking for change and see what comes back to you. Peaceful pursuits, happy times. I think I just love this. I feel like it's like saying, if you're not sure if another job will be exactly the same, I feel like you're getting confirmation here that not all people are going to be like this. I feel like you're in a place wherever you're working where I just keep feeling like the word's elitist. They're very big on hierarchies, hierarchical. I don't feel like everywhere is going to be like that. It might feel like that because you're in it, but I feel like there's other places where it just feels better. It feels like your nervous system calms down. Your nervous system is at peace. Your guts, your immune system is calm. And you're not just like worried, nervous, sorry. Nervous is the word you use. Yeah, okay. So for advice here, we have real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It is easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. Yeah, I get that for even like trying to change these people that you're like working with. Or it could be a romance, actually. Maybe you keep trying with this romantic partner, giving them a chance, but you keep feeling blocked in communication. They are not hearing you out and saying, you're worth more than this. This person is not that great, or these coworkers are not that great if they can't see your value just as you are without changing you. Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it's about them. I think that's really big. Yeah, their judgments. I mean, if you're in a place where they're so about hierarchy and social standings, like that is a world they're living in. And they, like, if they're not talking to you because they feel like, I feel like the only people who worry about talking about someone who's not as cool as them are people who fear that they're not cool themselves. Like, if someone who's actually cool doesn't worry about who they talk about because they know they're so cool that whoever they talk to now becomes cool, you know, where it's the inverse. I hope that makes sense. So anyways, you have your own opinions and point of view reflect your own agreements and personal to you. It is no one's truth but yours. So yeah, stay strong on what you believe and what matters to you, and don't compromise on what other people's opinions are, what they believe in, and their belief systems, because that's not yours. You don't need to take that on. It doesn't sound like theirs is very healthy or good or serving them in any good way, so you don't need to take that on. Okay, we're going to read this card here. It's a very beautiful card. I really like it. I really like the energy coming off of it. Other than like she feels a bit dazed, but I feel like she's coming into her own. That's why I like it. Okay, just to clarify. I know it's kind of a weird vibe otherwise. Okay. Hold on, we're close here. Takes me a second to find. Okay, so it says, sorry again, a lot more reading. The spiritual realms are in active communication with your heart. Genuine spiritual guidance will always bring you back to your authentic self, your unique journey, and how to heal, empower, and express your soul with love. That is your rightful realm of personal engagement. If another is attempting to entangle you in drama, firmly and cleanly orient yourself in your rightful inner place of spiritual empowerment. Cultivate compassion while focusing on your own life, heart, and purpose. Do not allow words or actions cast from the delusions of hate, fear, or jealousy to undermine your commitment to your path. A significant threshold is soon to be crossed. Stay true to yourself while embracing change. Yes. Drama is also a good word. I feel like drama is something that could be surrounding the place that you work with or this person or whatever it is. But yeah. Okay. I'm also just going to briefly read this one little, there's pages of stuff for this card. So I'm just going to read this thing here that says, the restorative magic of love's infinite, pre-annual, and will always be found by those who are willing to search for it. If you are being pulled into conflict, that which seeks to undermine unity with divisiveness, then take care. Conflict can become a means through which greater intimacy is eventually generated, but that only can occur if all parties involved value connection and harmony as a greater guiding purpose. If you make make concessions with those who may want to take rather than co-create, you will likely be giving away your power rather than fostering mutual empowerment. Recognizing motivations that do not honor love in ourselves or others does not have to become an exercise in condemnation. It can simply be an expression of intuitive wisdom that leads to compassion and more sensible choices. So this actually really resonates too with like those who are debating about staying in a relationship or not. If this relationship is making you feel this way, it's just saying it doesn't matter how much you work, how much you put effort in. If this person isn't co-creating with you to mutually empower each other and they're just wanting to be empowered in the relationship and have all the attention and get all the support and do whatever serves them, you can't, no matter how much work you put in, it will not pay off in this relationship because it's one-sided, and relationships need to be two-sided, as we all know. It doesn't matter how much you do. They're not waiting till their needs are met to finally meet yours. They just only want their needs met. And their needs will get larger and larger, and they're not listening. They're not listening to you. I feel like I have to say that to someone here who is like, what? I would probably look into some podcasts or videos about narcissistic relationships, and specifically I would try to find a way to say I feel like there'd be a title somewhere about, do you feel like you're not doing enough, or something like that, or have you tried like loving them to death? Like, I don't know, I feel like that this is like a concept that you'll see is actually just normal in someone who's very compassionate and loving and great. And like I was saying, like, they just don't see your greatness. They're not seeing your greatness, whether this is a job or this relationship, that it's just not worthy of your time, because you deserve so much better. That's what I want to say to you, pile 3. You deserve so much better. Okay? All right. This is all I had to say to you. This one was a little shorter than the others, but I hope it brought some clarity, some validation, a little bit of something for you. I think the gut problems will go away when you, or the nauseous problems, or with nervousness. I think because you get nausea or due to nervousness or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. It's supposed to be the focus of this reading, but it actually focused it on a lot of other things. Of course, your guts are going to feel upset when they're feeling under attack. Of course they are. Or defensive, or walking on eggshells in this work or in this relationship. That just makes sense. Yes. I can't remember what I was just about to say, Calgary. It just escaped my mind. It's gone. I'm so sorry. Oh, I was gonna say, if you would leave a comment or like, I would so appreciate that, as that just helps this video get more views and reach more people. It helps the channel grow, and I so appreciate that. So if you feel comfortable just liking it, then people can't even see who you are. If you don't want to claim this reading, that's totally okay. Yeah, and I just wish you the best of luck, and I hope you see your value and your worth, and you find yourself in a better situation.